How's everyone doing? Welcome to the final episode of After the After Hours with your boy TraderPrad. The final day of this week is tomorrow going to be a free fall Friday. Now get ready for tomorrow. Powell going on the microphone. Powell going on the microphone again. Get ready for tomorrow. So I do have a watch list ready, but if you guys are ready, hit that like and subscribe. Hit that like and subscribe. Thank you guys for all the love. Thank you guys for all the support. To get started, why don't we dive into the full screen and hit that like and subscribe. Well, that was a weird change in music there. Didn't mean to do that. I was trying to queue up my next list of songs for the rest of the stream over here, but I kind of screwed up the interval of the change. You know, I'm not Dieter. But shout out to your boy Dieter for making that intro, and you guys know he also made the outro for us, a nice little scratch intro with a little bit of lo-fi. Dieter, you be killing it, boy. You be killing it. But how's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys had a wonderful weekend. Ready for a nice little short week on the market here. Friday being a good Friday, Easter Monday coming up, so nice little weekend. Hopefully you guys all, you know, got some rest and ready to kill it for whatever the market has in store. Now, I'm not really sure. Let me just make sure that the mic is not muted. Okay, it is. I'm not really sure what to expect from the market going into this week. I mean, we kind of still ended into the all-time highs for the QQQ, for the S&P 500. Barely down on the SPY on Friday. Barely up on the Qs on Friday. IWM taking a little bit of a hit. So the market moved around, yes, but not doing too much overall. So, and going into this week, you know, after FOMC, after everything, with the short week, people might just want to take a little bit of a early long weekend too, so you might see a lot lack of volatility, lack of volume. So this might be honestly a risk off type of week over here. But that being said, we still have earnings coming out throughout the week. We still have some reasons to look for stocks to move around for and look for trades around them, and that's what we're here to talk about, those movers, those potential trades for the rest of the week, and mainly those potential trades for tomorrow. What are we going to keep an eye out for those movers tomorrow? As you guys already saw the title, DWAC merger has been approved. The merger for DWAC has been approved, and now the stock is going to finally merge with the company that Donald Trump created, Truth Social Media, and the ticker is going to become DJT, for the initials of Donald Trump himself, DJT. That's right. Apparently, back in the day, DJT, the tickers, already existed for his casino company and his hotel company, both of which obviously are no longer his and sold off and bankrupt or whatever. Yeah, apparently they were public and under that same ticker, and now you're watching his Truth Social Media going live and after that merger happens, the amount of shares that Trump has will now be a value of about $3 billion. So that's pretty crazy according to where the stock closed on Friday. I mean, all kinds of craziness over here with that whole ticker. But sometime during this week, we're supposed to see that change happening where DWAC turns into DJT. Maybe some volatility behind that, maybe some volume behind that. And for us to keep an eye out for, we still got stocks that reported last week. Nike, FedEx, Lululemon, Micro, to keep an eye out for those possible day 2, day 3 type of trades. And then we have that wonderful cryptocurrency basket, semiconductor basket, and the Magnificent Seven that we always like to keep on our watch list just in case they give out some trades, because those are the hot sectors at the moment for the stock market. But let me know, how'd your weekend go? What'd you guys do? Did you guys go out somewhere? Would you eat any exotic food? Did you get something cool this weekend? Put everything in the chat. I would love to see what my wonderful chat has been doing this weekend. And how have you been preparing for this Monday so far? I see TH, Dieter, and Audish in the chat. What's up, Audish? Audish saying good to see you. Prad, good to see you, brother. Good to see you too. Dieter, I enjoyed that beat, bro. That beat is so good. That lo-fi beatness of it too. As you know, clearly I'm very much into that whole lo-fi vibe for music when studying, for music when reading books. I'm very into that whole lo-fi vibe. There's I have the science behind it. Now it might be voodoo science, it might be Prad science, honestly, but there's a science behind. If you know what Baroque music is, it's like those Beethoven classical piano type of music, Beethoven type music, classical Baroque music. Apparently when you're reading like a book, and when you listen to Baroque music, it helps you retain information better, and you actually read better. There's some science behind it. My science, I kind of can agree with that part. And the reason why I say that is because of my own personal experience when it comes to listening to music and trading, or when it comes to listening to music and reading a book or whatever. If I'm listening to, like, you know, an upbeat, like an EDM type of beat when I'm trading, I'm way more active in my trades, and you can see it in my executions. My executions are all over the place. But if I'm listening to like lo-fi or something calm, the BPM in that beats doesn't really hype me up as much, but it still keeps me at a nice little rhythm where I'm calculating everything that I need to do. But then if I listen to very low BPM, then I kind of don't even really want to trade, and I miss out on some trades sometimes. So I figured, I've seen that correlation between music and the way I trade. Maybe it's just because you know, music affects me quite a bit in terms of my personality or whatever. Maybe the best thing to do is not listen to music at all, but lo-fi is perfectly my vibe right there, and it just brings me to baseline, brings me always to baseline. If I get too hyped up within my trade because of my position, if I'm oversized, or if I'm holding a loser, I don't really, and I do get too hyped up, that music actually brings me back to baseline. And I think that's what Baroque music does too when you're reading a book. Maybe that's the science behind it. I would have to do my own research, but overall that's what I felt like. But yeah, that lo-fi beat you made was amazing, brother. I gave you a whole rant about lo-fi for no reason here, but why don't we get started for tomorrow and the rest of the week over here? People, Adish saying happy holy, thank you, bro. I didn't even know it was holy. It's holy, hey, whoa, baby, let's go. I remember when I was young, we used to have all those crazy festivals in India, man. You know, Holi used to be one of the big festivals, along with Diwali, of course. Holi used to be a big one where you splash people in the face with water balloons filled with color, where you take out these water guns, you fill these water guns filled with water, which is mixed with color, and you're blasting people with these water guns. Everyone's wearing like white clothes, and their clothes all get colored, completely rainbow colored. You'll see people coming into school the next day, like the classes, and they would be like, let's say like brown color, right? Because we're Indian, they'd be brown color, but the next day they would actually be like in completely purple, rainbow, red, blue, because their body was just infused with the amount of ink and the amount of craziness that would happen. Holi was actually a wonderful festival to partake in. I miss Holi. And Diwali, I guess we still do it a little bit here in Canada, not as big as we used to do in India, but man, those were two of the big festivals that I do miss. I do miss that part of India. But let's get started, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, let's not waste time. We got a pretty long list of the for tomorrow, so let's get the big screen, bring in the big screen over here, and I'll also turn off the transitions for us so I can stop getting a little annoying. Here is the watch list for tomorrow. So we don't really know when that ticker is actually going to change from DWAC to DJT, but sometime this week it's going to change from that over, but we're going to keep that on the watch list at the top of the priority, because whenever that does take place, I want to be very ready for it. As I mentioned, Nike, Lulu, FedEx, Micron, GES, Pinduoduo, some of the stocks that reported earnings last week on the watch list. We got cryptocurrency baskets, we got the semiconductor basket, we got the Magnificent 7 and the large cap ETFs, along with the small cap Russell 2000 IWM, all on the watch list for tomorrow. What's in store for this week? Sadly, not much exciting coming up in terms of earnings board for this week, but we still got quite a bit of stocks over here. Some stocks in the middle of the week, most interesting. Those are your GameStops. You also have CCL, which is Carnival Cruise Line, and the other one was not Rumble, sorry, RH Restoration Hardware. They changed their name to RH, and that's a pretty good company to keep an eye out for. Walgreens also, WBA, to keep an eye out for the rest of the week. So a little bit of a, I would say, sleeper earnings board in my book. So most of the names over here I've never traded, or even if I have, they're probably very light volume. So unless they bring in volume in pre-market or after hours, then only there might be some interest for me. But besides that, right off the bat, we only have few names that stand out for us. This is what's in store for the earnings calendar coming up for all of this week we have. Once again, keep in mind Friday is a day off, and I don't think Monday actually is. Let's go check the hours off over here. Monday, May 27th, but as you guys can see, Friday, March 29th is the only day we have off. I think there's some sort of a hidden rule in the market that they can't have 4 days off in a row. That's what I remember Neil from Trader TV Live telling me back in my day when I used to work there. But yeah, I'm not sure if that rule's real, but I'm gonna take his word for it. Neil's a very educated man, very smart man, and he did mention that markets cannot stay closed for more than 4 days. So in that case, I don't expect the market to be closed, and we just checked the statistics, or not statistics, the calendar, and it did say that Monday's not closed. So no Easter Monday off for us. Arrgh. We got Apple in the house. What's up, Apple? How you doing? Hopefully you're having a wonderful weekend so far, and you are joining us to see what's in store for all of this week. So far, we talked about the earnings calendar. Pretty dead earnings calendar for this week, but something to talk about, something to have fun with. Let's go to the first stock on our watch list, which is DWAC. I did mention that DWAC, $3 billion and so on. So let's actually go here. That's not the link. Is that the link? No, that's not the link. Is the music too loud, guys? Let me know if the music's too loud, please. Where did the CNBC article go that I was reading? I should have saved this article. I'm so stupid. Why? What company? There you go. That was the link. So clearly, Truth Social Media, DWAC, we talked about that not too long ago, but I somewhere read, I think it was over here, Trump will have nearly, there you go, 80 million shares merged in the company. So when the ticker becomes DJT, he would have 80 million shares. And at the price of open on DWAC on Friday, that evaluates up to $3 billion. But sadly, on Friday itself, the stock had a big flush after the merger was approved. You would hope and you would expect that when the merger gets approved, the stock actually has a buy, a pump to the north side. But this could be a classic sell the news, buy the rumor rumor. The rumor has been bought up for quite a bit. The rumor has been bought up quite a bit well before even everything even started, if you guys remember the 180 day. But the rumor has been getting bought up for quite a bit. The merger has been voted on by shareholders to pass through. It does pass through, and the stock plummets 13% to the downside post acceptance. And now we're waiting to see what type of trades show up tomorrow on Monday. We're looking for that elevated R vol. We're looking for some reasons to look for longs around these double bottoms over here, right into $32. So there's some good areas to play with over here on DWAC. As you guys can see, I have an anchored VWAP from that big volume day, big pump on the ATR day also for that position, and right now looks like we kind of rejected that area. And I'll be interested to see how Friday's body ends up being some sort of a resistance or a support for the stock tomorrow. Or are we seeing Friday's low coming into play? Are we seeing Friday's high coming into play? Is the stock just stuck in this whole range, or can we actually start breaking out of 50 after this whole news of acceptance has come in? Or are we seeing Trump absolutely just, you know, sell his position with, now that he knows that he's like what, $3 billion in the money after being nearly broke multiple times? I'm not sure if he still is, but I'm just kind of bringing that in for a comedic effect. Overall, now he has $3 billion to liquidate, and maybe he's just taking some profits to the downside. So very much wondering as to what will happen on the stock price going into the future, and keeping the stock on our watch list every single day for the rest of this week until that merger shows up. Next stock on the list for tomorrow, Nike with some sort of a lackluster guidance, but looks like it actually did what we expected it to do on Friday. We expected the stock to not go too much under $90. In fact, it never actually even pushed into $90. It just found support above 90. 92 looks like was the low, and it managed to get back above 92, and even 93. This low that we were looking at, I think that was 93.50ish or so, managed to get back. So now we're waiting to see how the earnings day candle, again, very important earnings day candle. That was an elevated R vol, elevated ATR type of day. The earnings report wasn't itself that bad. They did guide a little bit lower, but they also talked about a lot of good things on the report, if I remember. So overall, we're waiting to see if the Friday's buying momentum that came in and supported the stock in front of 92, in front of $90 shows up again, or do we actually see this area that we have marked off as 93.50 continue to hold off, and does it actually start getting rejected more and more? That's very much the question over here for Nike tomorrow. I think pre-market will be a little bit of a teller. Pre-market might help us in regards to if the stock is actually holding above 94 tomorrow. Clearly in pre-market itself, I think we might see a reversal, a gap close into $97 and so on. But if the stock is clearly getting rejected by 94 in pre-market, which is actually what I'm going to mark in on my charts, on my watch list as an inflection point. So if stock is clearly under 94 in pre-market and not able to go above 94 at all, then I think that's going to be a short setup for me right through today's, I keep saying today's low, right through Friday's low, all the way back into this 52-week area, 52-week low area of $89 and $90. DJT is a short here, says TH. Damn, DJT. What DJT do to you, TH? Chilling with a bit of green. Hope y'all relax Sunday, says Angry Buddha. Thank you, Angry Buddha. Yeah, hopefully you had a wonderful that DR picture you sent me was amazing. Did you say you recently came back from DR? Oh yeah, you did. You went to a vacation. Oh yeah, now I remember everything. He has to liquidate his shares to pay the $444 million he owes the court last month. Yeah, I remember. For the $444 million he owes the court until the appeal is heard. So DJT is most likely going to be a short in that case, but $3 billion he needs to sell to pay $444 million. I mean, that's not that big of a hit. He could just give the shares to the government. I don't know. I'm just guessing here. I'm just making shit up. I have no clue. But yeah, I mean, if he has to liquidate it, it's a good trade to keep an eye out for. Just keep looking out for the selling, keep looking out for the liquidation to come in, and then obviously slam the sell along with that money. Follow the money, baby. Follow the money. I've actually been coding a little bit of a tape reader to help me follow the money myself. So yeah, maybe you need to make some tools. Angry Buddha has been tracking, or I've been keeping you up to date on my code so far, but it's not done yet. I'll keep you up to date whenever it's done. He will sell all at once. That's to sell the drive shares down. You really think he's gonna sell $444 million worth of shares at once? Just hit the big sell button? I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think that's gonna happen. Like, that would... No. I don't think that's gonna happen. I honestly don't believe that will happen. I think he will have to maneuver it somehow. That would be ridiculous. I guess, what is 444 million in the grander scheme of scale for a stock that trades like what? How much does DWAC trade in terms of notional value in a day? So the stock is at, let's take today's close and the amount of volume that it traded. So that would be $37 times, let's just do 10 million. 1 2 3 4 5 6. I'm an idiot. Did I really have to do all that? That's $370 million notional that it does in a day, on a good day. On a, I guess it did do 30 million shares over here on a really good day, and that was 50 million. That was $50 over there. So overall, let's just take Friday's close. On Friday at the close, overall the stock traded about $370 million worth of volume. You think he's gonna close almost 100% or more of a liquidity going on to that? Come on, dude. He can't even put the liquid. He would pull the stock all the way to $10. I don't think he will be that smart, that dumb to do something that stupid. He is a businessman. Like, that would be ridiculous. You would need to pump the stock up a bit, right? You need to create some sort of a liquidity grab, bring in all these apes, take it to the upside, and honestly, him winning the election might be that liquidity grab, that craziness that comes in for the stock. So, you know, he probably sells some over here, then he wins the whenever the election is, then he brings in the stock to the north side, and then that top that he punches the sell button at will be the absolute top, and the stock will never recover again. I think the stock will really start coming into play for two of those reasons: that pump into election, and then the dump on his liquidation. So a little bit of idea there. Okay, I'll bet you 2 quarters we will know tomorrow's show, I guess. So yeah, so you think it will all happen tomorrow, just everything at one shot tomorrow? Bang! TH over here, no chill. He's just looking for the stock to go back to zero. I guess, hey, look, I'll join the party with you. I rode the stock up to $180. I'll ride the stock down to zero if it goes there. I'm down for it, trust me. I'm very much down for it. But it'll be exciting, to say the least. It'll be exciting, to say the least. Now, let's go to Lululemon. You guys remember what I talked about Lululemon on the day over here when we were talking to, I think it was the earnings day, when the stock was capping out at $420 right here in front of 420, 419 or so on the after hour move. I said, I think if the stock does not hold 420, it goes easily into this 380 area, and look what it actually ends up going down to, right into that volume point of control over the whole 1 year chart. And actually managed to find some buyers right above that volume point of control. Now we're waiting to see how the stock behaves between that 420, which ends up being the beautiful high, exactly the high of the earnings day, 418.70. I'm gonna say 420, right? So you're waiting to see how the stock behaves at 420. Does it manage to actually punch back above 420, or does it continue to keep finding rejection under 420 and stay under 420? At which point we can look for some shorts on any sort of pops, write it back down under 400, write it back possibly even back into this whole range low, maybe 350 on the longer term scale, on the swing term scale. But for Monday, we're looking to see what happens right into this zone. This zone's pretty important. That zone might be it might show up in pre-market and not again in off the open. So you got to keep an eye out to see what happens. Does 420, how does it react off of 420 in pre-market? How does it react after the open around that price? Are we clearly above it? If we are, then I think the next price you're watching for is that beautiful $440 area. The stock's ATR is $15 now compared to what it was on Friday before the earnings move. So $15 ATR, basically, let's say $20. I'm expecting the stock to do something like this if it manages to stay above 420. But if it doesn't manage to stay above 420, then you got a beautiful range between 420 and $400, giving you that beautiful $20 ATR. But the stock could easily just finish more than more than one ATR going into that Friday's low of 387 or so. So watching for the whole area to see what happens, and that 420, like I keep saying, smoke weed every day. You're waiting to see what happens with that 420 price. FDX, next stock on board. We called it, baby. TH. Was it TH or was it Angry Buddha? I forget which one of you. I said I don't see the stock going higher at all. I see it actually pulling right back, and it actually pulled back instead of even touching 300 any point throughout the day in the pre-market, and never actually managed to even do that off the open. Now though, with the report, I thought the report wasn't that bullish. I expected the stock to pull all the way back into this zone. So I was a little bit wrong, I guess. But overall, right now, we did get a nice little rejection of that 300 area. The stock did not have a good enough of an earnings report to push it to the all-time high of 320. So we're just waiting to see what happens in the zone that it created. You can see how we have a little bit of an anchor VWAP pinch play. It's a little bit of a shorter term anchor VWAP pinch, honestly, where you got the Thursday's anchored VWAP and the earnings anchored VWAP pinching between the two ranges over here. But that could give you a play overall. You're looking for the stock to break out, pull back, and continue to show rejection of this anchored VWAP, at which point you can load in over here or here whenever it pulls back and rejects the anchored VWAP. Otherwise, it could easily just do this. It could easily do this and just chop around and you just get stuck with it. It could easily do this and chop around, you get stuck with it. But if it clearly breaks the anchored VWAP on either direction, pulls back and finds support off that anchored VWAP, you get a nice little pullback to get long into, an actionable stop to get long into. If you want to read more about that, go check out the book from our friends at Alpha Trends called Maximizing Wins with Anchored VWAP, something like that. Go check it out. Type it on Google. Just look up Alpha Trends Anchored VWAP and you'll find it. There's a chapter specifically on anchored VWAP pinch plays, and this looks pretty much like that. So you're watching FedEx to see what happens under 280. Under 280 opens up a lot of room to the downside over here, in my opinion. Maybe even a gap fill comes into play off the earnings move right back to the downside, and to the upside we're gonna move right back into 300 on the break of what looks to be 285, 287 area. So I'm just gonna put it into my notes at the moment real quick. I want to see what happens under 280. If the stock does get under 280, that is. For those of you wondering, just putting numbers and supports and resistances into my watch list over here. And the colors are the priority of the stock. Orange being higher priority than any other color on my board, meaning those are the stocks that I will look for throughout the day, off the open, through the midday, see where the stocks are, see if I can look for some possible trades for myself. Resistance, as I mentioned, what was this area coming? What's that line right there? 285. Where does that come from? Is that 285? So we're gonna put in 285 for now. I guess we kind of closed right there. 285.50. 285.50. I want to put 285.50 more as my inflection point. I'll just leave it as resistance for now. I feel like I might have to revamp these levels anyways in pre-market tomorrow based on where the stocks are, and then get ready for my trade. So for now, however the stocks are, we are looking for those levels to come into play. Next one, Micron. Micron making a nice move to a new all-time high, but then stalling off. It is pulling back into the earnings anchored VWAP, finding a little bit of a support. Looks like we might have another anchored VWAP pinch play coming into play. Yeah, somewhat of a, not really, but overall little hold over here in the new all-time high zones, waiting to see how Micron sets up. This would be a day 3 situation, but the day 1 itself wasn't that clean. Day 1 we saw a little bit of a shake to the north side, pull back, a hold to the downside, and then kind of just chop around. Day 2 we sold off a little bit more, looked like a failed follow through to the upside, and then just sold off a little bit more, kind of like what it did on day 1. Failed follow through, got stuffed to the pre-market highs, and sold right off to the downside. Basically did the same thing over here, failed follow through, and then pushes back down. You might just see the same thing coming into play on the third day too. Day 1 wasn't clean, day 2 wasn't clean. I don't expect day 3 to be clean either, but right now you do have a little bit of a range above 100. It's around 107 and 115 or so. I think Micron, because it's dirty, you just gotta let it be, let it form that ranges. It might be actually waiting to see what actually Nvidia and AMD and other partner in crimes are doing. AMD sadly selling back quite a bit from that 200 highs, pulling back into that 180 ranges, 170 ranges. Nvidia, however, looking like it wants to break out. Nvidia looks like it wants to go back to that 1000 zones with a lot of upgrades coming into play, a lot of catalysts and a lot of banks coming in and saying that they're going to upgrade the target for Nvidia. So we're waiting to see if these two stocks can carry the rest of the semiconductor industry, rest of the SOXX. That should be the one. I usually use SMH because it does more volume, if I remember correctly. SMH does, yeah, 9 million shares on average, whereas SOXX does only 4 million shares on average. Either way, both of them are semiconductor ETFs that you can use to track. You can also use the leverage ETFs, SOXL, the 3 times leverage ETF to the long side, SOXL, and SOXS to the short side. By this, I mean anytime you want to go short semiconductors without actually having to go short Nvidia or short AMD, because maybe you don't have a margin account and you're using a cash account and you can't short stocks on cash account. So if that's the case, then you can short semiconductor stocks by just simply going long on SOXS. Something to keep an eye out for you guys in case you don't know. Overall though, the watch list for tomorrow is going to be pretty dead from here on out. It's going to be a repetition of everything else that we usually like to take a look at. It's your large cap stocks, it's your Bitcoin stocks. Speaking of Bitcoin at the moment, looks like Bitcoin making a nice move to the north side. So let's head over to bitcoinwisdom.io. Actually, instead of even going to bitcoinwisdom.io, let's head over to our good friends over at NASDAQ. Sorry, not NASDAQ. Our good friends over at Think with Bookmap, because we want to see where the futures at. Looks like futures are pretty much dead, not doing much, just hanging out at the moment. There are some sellers over here already to the north side, and they're kind of getting ready to stuff the market down, looks like, but not really too much going on in the market, looks like, sadly. Let's bring in the BTC screen, see where the do I have access to this? I do. Okay, see where the sellers are. So we got some sellers at 68,000, some sellers at 67,000, 67,300 actually. Let's go back to the Bitcoin Wisdom and see if this numbers match. I mean, kind of do. What? I don't mean to set an alert. Yeah, you can see those sellers there. You can see how the 68,000 one is a lot thicker. 130 coins coming in at 68,000 over here at the moment on Bitcoin. It is the overnight market. It is a little bit lower volume at nighttime, I guess, but you are seeing cryptocurrency, at the very least Bitcoin, hold off between this range of 60k and 70k. We're pinching between 60, we're pinching between 70. We're getting ready for a nice little breakout on each side, and that's what I'm waiting for patiently. I want to see a resolution. Do we break out back through 70, go punch back through all-time high and keep ripping up north, or do we sadly give up this range under 60, get back under 59k and start pulling back lower into those 50ks, 40ks, and find some support into 50ks, 40ks before we actually actually start taking off for that next run up to the north side? Or is the crypto summer done before summer even comes in, and crypto winter is kicking in before the summer even comes in? So not really sure what to really expect from Bitcoin, but the only thing we can do is just wait patiently for the resolution of each side. Wait to see what happens Bitcoin on the break of the upside, wait to see when Bitcoin's on the breakout of the downside, and that will give you copy trades on not really Coinbase, but you could use Coinbase as an instrument to trade Bitcoin. But more importantly, BITO, IBIT, GBTC. These are the instruments that I've been using to trade more often now. Ever since they came out, I kind of have been just walking away from Mara, Riot, Coinbase, and so on. However, Mara and Riot actually made a pretty decent move recently, because Riot, if I remember, got upgraded on their share price. They got a new target price, a higher target price. So crypto miners are making a little bit of a move up over here off that catalyst, and we're just waiting to see if Bitcoin can continue to give them that extra oomph, that extra juice that they need to go keep rising up to the north side, rising up to the glory. I did forget a stock over here for tomorrow for earnings board. It's a little bit of a lower volume stock. Right off the bat, I'm gonna let you know that on the the stock sucks on liquidity off the open. For a $30 stock, it's garbage, so you might not be able to take a lot of size if you are a big whale type of trader. So it's kind of a turn off over here, but the stock is getting ready to do something exciting for me at the very least, which is, what does it do under $30? That $30 area is pretty important to me, and we already saw how the stock behaved on the rejection of the monthly high of 2021. The monthly high of 2021 clearly came in as a block and pushed the stock right back to the downside on the day 2 of the earnings play right here. A little bit of a open above it, pushes up, double tops, rejects, sells off, and 30 holds for support. But if 30 gives up, I think that opens up some room for the stock to pull back and close the gap all the way to the downside. Now, I'm not saying that happens in one day. The stock's ATR is only $1, but a breakdown of 30 could give you a nice little share, trade right into 29, maybe even 28.50 on a quick opening drive flash, at which point you're instantly up $1.50 per share on the open, and you maybe not even have to do anything for the rest of the day. So pretty interesting to see what happens under 30, and if 30 continues to show support on guess, then we have a beautiful long back through to the north side, back through that 2021 high of $31, and then we get to see what happens with the earnings day high of $32. So very important for me to see what happens around this $30 on guess. And the last one that we forgot was Pinduoduo. Monster move on earnings report, but very questionable move right off the earnings report. Pulls back drastically, pulls all the way back into the support areas, and now we're just waiting to see if support comes up. I mean, a lot of people are saying those numbers look pretty fake on Pinduoduo's earnings report, but I'm not no short seller. I don't know if they're fake or not, so I'm just gonna wait for them to tell me what's gonna happen. For now, Pinduoduo, I'm just gonna be hands off from it. That earnings report, for how bullish it was, and the stock, the way it got treated, you don't want to mess with that dirt. You do not want to mess with that dirt. We talked about Nvidia for a quick second. I think Nvidia becomes more fun going into that all-time high area, 970, 980, 1000. So you're watching that. AMD sadly pulling back over here under 187, 185 if I remember, actually. Yeah, 185. And finding some support under 185, however, which is good, but not looking good overall. If you look at the other indicators, the anchored VWAP from the previous earnings is actually now being a resistance. The 9 EMA and the 21 EMA on the daily chart have actually merged and crossed over, so now showing you a trend reversal in AMD. So a little bit of a weakness maybe bleeding in on AMD after making a new all-time high, so not really looking too good. Lots of things that are standing out for me are looking weak. However, we do have the 50 and the 100 which are still looking pretty bullish. Now those are the longer term ones, so that's good. We are seeing the stock find support at the 100 period EMA, and the 50 period EMA is still a little bit lower. in that case, the stock could easily pull back into this 159, 160 low if it wants to find support there, in my opinion, which is also the previous earnings anchored VWAP. So I'm happy with it finding support here, being an AMD lover, but being a technical chart lover, I think we could easily pull back into 160. Hence, I don't really want to make a decision here. I will make a decision once we reclaim 185 and show me support above 185, and that's only going to happen, in my opinion, if Nvidia is actually making that charge towards 1000. If Nvidia is not making that charge towards 1000, then AMD towards 185 is going to be a pretty big question mark off a charge. Even the ability to find buyers above 185 after this whole craziness might be a little bit of a question for AMD, so you're watching that. Amazon keeps trying to go above that 180 into its all-time high of 188, but it just gets stuffed down because of QQQ not doing too much on Friday. Still, we told you that we don't want to see this on the QQQ on Friday, and that's exactly what we got. We wanted to see this or this, and we got neither of those, sadly. So waiting to see what happens on the market. The market will help us find those trades on Amazon through 180, on Meta to the north side, on Microsoft back through 430. So just being patient, right? Don't have to really go out there forced to trade. Let the market decide that it wants to move. Let the big money decide that they want to come out and play. Warriors, come out and play, right? So let the Warriors come out and play, and then we can join the party and hang out with them at the same time. But until then, if it's a risk off type of day tomorrow, or if it's risk off type of week because it's a short week, then you might just have to do that. Just risk off, stay off. A wise man once told me that it's easier to come back from zero than it is from negative 1,000, from negative 10,000, whatever it is that the scale that you trade with. It's easier to come back from a zero than it is from a negative 1,000, negative 5,000, negative 10,000. So if tomorrow, this whole week ends up being risk off, make sure you treat it that way. Risk management is very, very important. But in terms of stocks that are important for me, I mentioned it to you guys, it's mainly going to be those Nike, Lulu, FedEx, Guess, AMD, Nvidia. Didn't really color Nvidia for myself. Let me just do that real quick. And if the market actually moves, then Amazon, Microsoft, Meta all become very much in play for me. DWAC and DJT very much in play. It just depends on what they do in pre-market. I just haven't colored it for now, and nor have I put in any levels because I'm interested to see how that stock sets up. I actually typed in DJT. That's hilarious. DJT is already a ticker, but the CFD ticker. Dow Jones Transportation Average. It's a CFD index ticker. Okay. But the DJT will be a ticker, and we'll be interested to see how that one sets up. Dave Hates 808. What's up, brother? How you doing? I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Rekka saying happy holy. Do some tutorials on the order flow. Rekka, do you see the market moving right now? Do you see the stock market moving right now? Like this DWAC moving for me to tell you what the order flow looks like? I guess I could do it using our good friends over at Think with Bookmap. Markets, I mean, the stock market's not really doing much right now to talk about order flow, but here's basically the DOM. Is that what they call it? The time of sales? Where is the time of sales? I guess this is the time of sales. Thank you, Alex. No, is that the time of sales? That's the time in sales. There you go. Time in sales. You can see how each time is being printed. That's exactly the time that the transaction took place, the price that the transaction took place into, the amount of contracts or the size of contracts that were traded. You are watching if it says L over here. I'm guessing that means liquidation. I'm guessing this is a personal calculator that Bookmap, Think with Bookmap does. Shows you if stops were being run, if people got liquidated, and you can see right over here, it looks like it was exactly that, about 20 contracts or so. It says 10, that's more than 20. However, you can see how at the low of that range, looks like right at the low of that range, some bot, and I mean it when I say bot, because you're an idiot if you're putting a stop at the low of the ranges. And look what happened. You just got liquidity ran on. You got stop hunted on. And as soon as you got stop hunted, 5280. There's some size on 5280. I like that. This is a deeper scale than this one. Ooh, man, Alex is so smart. Alex is a genius. Shout out to Alex. Shout out to Think with Bookmap family. But as you guys can see, the time of sales, you're looking at the time of sales to see where the trades are taking place. You're looking at the order book or the level 2. You're looking at the order book or the level 2 to see where the size is on the stock, on the market, on the instrument that you're trading. If there's more size on the upside than there is to the downside, then there's more selling pressure. If there's more buyers, then there's more sellers, there's more buying pressure. Bookmap actually has a little bit of a calculator over here that can do everything for you, where you don't have to do all that math. You can see exactly who has the more pressure, sellers or buyers, and look like some sellers just came into play all of a sudden. That gauge that was just even just went up a little bit, but no action really took place after that seller just came in and threw an order, so the market didn't really react too much of it. But there is a little bit of an imbalance now to a sell side instead of the buy side. However, there was slight imbalance in the buy side according to the calculators, and you're using all of these information to help create some sort of a structure for you. Now you'd be a crackhead, in my opinion, to be sitting there and making this decision tick by tick, second by second. There's times to make a decision and there's times to not make a decision in the market, and 90% of the time there's times to not make a decision in the market, right? 90% of the time there's times to not make a decision. But when the moment shows up, for example, you saw, maybe I should go to ES instead because we are on the ES futures. But when the moment shows up right there, 5280 has 300 contracts, but 5330 or 5334, somewhere between 5330 and 5335, there's 547 contracts over there. So when the ES goes to, what is it, 5280? Man, so if the market goes to that area right there, if the ES goes to 5280, then you can wait to see how the tape behaves. Clearly right now there's a lot more sellers way tighter and way closer to where the market's trading, and not enough buyers to where the market's trading. So you much rather wait near 5280, and once 5280 comes into play, then you're waiting to see, are the buyers coming in, are the big bubbles coming in, are the sellers coming in, how are they behaving, are the sellers actually able to punch through that? After the sellers punch through 5280, are there more buyers bidding in and they're actually stepping back through, or are they walking away? Are they actually walking away by removing their orders, and other buyers who have their orders too, are they moving their orders too, thinking that the market's gonna go even lower and they can get a better price? So you're like looking at all those things, but you won't know when to make that decision if you're not looking at good information like that on Think with Bookmap, or if you don't have levels mapped out. Like for me, that area right there on the S&P 500 futures, that 52.57, I think that looks like a good area to keep an eye out to see what happens if the futures ever pull back. And tomorrow we could actually see that pull back right into that area, pull back into that area. We see if this area's resistance acts as a support, and then if it does, then we have another leg up on the ES futures. But if this area does not hold as a support, then we got a nice little move back to the downside on the ES futures. So that's the technical analysis in my opinion, but that's where I would wait to make a decision. 52.58, 52.80 according to our friends over at Bookmap, and you might use other indicators such as your 50 period moving EMA, 100 period moving EMA to maybe help you, or even your RSI to maybe help you make that decision as to when to read the time of sales, when to read the order flow, when to read the order book. You don't do that every single second of the day. You don't do that every single level, every single price. You're gonna go crazy doing that. You're gonna tire yourself out. There's times to make a decision, like I mentioned again, times to make a decision and times to not. And 90% of the time on the stock market is not a time to make a decision. But when there is that 10%, when you have to make a decision, It's a very small window, and you better be ready to punch those keys right away. Bang, punch. And that's why that show that I used to work at, I hate that show. Well, I don't hate that show. I don't mean it like that. But that show I used to work at, it doesn't really showcase that. It doesn't showcase the extra work that traders put in the background. They just showcase this whole dream that you can sit there and trade all day, which is an absolute facade. You know, some of the biggest traders don't do that. They don't sit there trade during the midday. They don't sit there doing all the crazy stuff and wacky stuff that sometimes you might see. So you got to learn to manage your risk. You got to learn to apply proper risk management. First thing, you got to learn how to stay away from the algorithms and the bots. And the only way you'll do that if you're not trading the middle of the day and staying away from the algorithms and the bots. The middle of the day, perfect time to manage your positions that you started earlier on in the day. But you're starting the new position in the middle of the day, you're just asking to get beat up. You're just asking to get beat up. So be careful by doing that. Now, what do I have for tomorrow for economic calendar? Economic calendar looking a little bit dead. We do have building permits. So these are your your Lennar, your Home Depots, and so on. So watch out for those building names moving around tomorrow. New home numbers coming around at 10 o'clock, but pretty much dead in terms of the economic calendar. Nothing really happening tomorrow. But this week, what do we have for all of this week? Let's get ready for that a little bit too. Housing numbers, more housing numbers. Okay, more housing numbers on Tuesday. Durable defense. What is that? Durable goods, core durable goods. Okay. HPI, not sure what that is, but looks like a little bit of an important number. Consumer confidence, that's coming out Tuesday. How about Wednesday? Crude oil, we know that comes out every Wednesday. Natural gas every Thursday, but no other big 3-star events. We do have some Fed members coming out throughout the week. We have a Fed member tomorrow, I think. Yeah, Fed member tomorrow at 10 o'clock, only 1 star. We got Bostic at 8:25 early on in the day in the pre-market. But Wednesday looks pretty dead too. Thursday we got some good numbers, and then Friday we got some good numbers, but sadly Friday the market is closed. So Thursday looks like the only real economic moving day, and this just adds to my whole idea that the market's just gonna not move much this week. So if you want to take this week as a long weekend, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. You can just take the whole week off if trading is your only job. But you will see me throughout this whole week, Monday to Thursday. Well, I guess Monday to Wednesday, because Thursday will be a day off. So overall, we're going to come out every single day looking for those movers, and I would love for you guys to show up. But economic calendar looking dead. Market looking like it doesn't have a reason to move. At least it doesn't have a reason to go up. And if it doesn't, most likely it pulls back to go test some supports, and in that case we got a little bit of a pullback on the overall marketiones. Let's go take a look at the IPO calendar. IPO calendar not looking any more fun. We got Reddit, we got Auna, and we got A Labs, all of which have been pretty decent for their first day trades, but after that pretty much not doing anything. We'll see how Reddit moves around tomorrow for sure. I do have it on my watch list. I also have A Labs on my watch list, but right now we're just gonna be patient as to those two trades. I think Reddit through 45 will be something that you wouldn't want to miss, but you remember you got to pay for shorts. You got to pay for shorts for this stock. Reddit through 45 will be an insane, I'm just gonna put it in my notes over here, 45 support. Watching Reddit to see what happens under that price, and the IPO high or IPO open price of $51-52 also on watch, as it clearly rejected that high clearly on the second day of IPO here, 51 being the high, 45 being the low. So if Reddit, no buyers show up at 45, we punch the short through that. If buyers show up at 45, we ride it back through to 51. Very high importance for tomorrow. Sadly, volume dropping down drastically to 15 million shares on RDDT on the day 2 compared to 50 million on day 1 for the IPO. That is the IPO board. Besides that IPO board being dead again, our next FOMC date is in May. For those of you wondering, we just recently had FOMC, the next one on the 1st of May, which is not that far out, basically 1 week out. Oh wait, that's April. 2 months out. I'm stupid. 2 months out over here. I was wondering why it said 1st of May is Monday, and we never have FOMC on a Monday. But I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. April, May. There we go. 1st of May is a Wednesday. So May 1st is the FOMC day. We got a nice little month. We got a whole month of data and randomness to price into. So we'll wait and see how that comes out. Until then, sit back, relax, see if Papa Powell will be in our favor or against us. AMD sitting on the quarter VWAP. Ooh, I like that. Actually, I was supposed to do something. I'll do it by myself later on. But thank you for reminding me. Maybe I'll put it into my notes over here. Mark the weekly highs and lows plus a VWAP. Okay. You're saying AMD is at the anchored VWAP for the quarter. How the hell do I... What, you just put it from January? What do you mean for the quarter? Like, I know what you mean for the quarter, like the first quarter of the year or whatever, but is that from January? Like from the 1st of January, because that's the quarter? Does that make sense? Put a normal VWAP and in the setting change it for quarter. What? Ah, okay. That's pretty cool. I don't know they do that. And you can anchor it to earnings, pre-anchor it to splits. Oh, that's pretty cool, yo. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. What the fuck is that? You just fucked my VWAP up, bro. Good job. I'm trolling you. Yeah, it anchored it perfectly to the earnings. That's fucking lit. And it perfectly anchored it to earnings every time. But then I miss this one. I lose this one because you can see how it takes over from here after. Yeah, I still like having my own anchored, but that's pretty cool. So you were saying anchor, put it to quarter. And if you look at on the daily chart, you can see how this is basically quarterly anchored VWAP, and it's been pretty respecting the quarterly anchored VWAP so far. By that, it's anchoring anchored VWAP for each quarter for the stock market, each quarter for the stock specifically. And if you look at it for this quarter, ever since that change happened, right around here. So I was right, Dieter. Fuck you. I could have done that myself and not have to do this whole setting. But you know what? Thank you for teaching me, because it's actually taught me something new, that I can now have pre-anchored weekly AVWAPs, and I could have pre-anchored weekly, or not weekly, the whole session itself. So I don't have to really move them around. So Dieter's a god, guys. Maybe that was a little bit of a overstatement. Let's not boost up Dieter's ego, but this is pretty damn cool that you can change that. So quarterly anchored, yeah, that's awesome, man. Good call out. It is at the quarterly anchored VWAP, holding that, finding lows perfectly off of it, giving you that extra oomph that you might need to look for that long through 185 and actually push it up even more, which I actually have on my resistance over here for AMD 185. So yeah, good call out, brother. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot, but I can't change the goddamn name over here. I guess, you know what, we'll set this to weekly. We'll change the style to yellow. Okay. And then we'll remove pivot points. Uh-oh. And we'll change this style, go back to red. And I want you back at session. Ta-da! Okay, now we have the weekly anchored VWAP. Okay, awesome. Holy smokes. Get rid of all that shit, please. Can I change the label somehow? I don't like that it just says VWAP. Get rid of that. This is a session one. Okay, that's the session one. That's fine. I guess not. Oh well. But save that layout, because now that saves me time to manually change the anchored VWAP every week for each stock. This automatically just sets up. Actually, I might just do this too. Go here. This one already has that removed. Just copy that yellow one. Bang. Place that bad boy in here. And then we can go back to this. Now we're ready for the whole week, baby. That just saved me so much time. Thank you, Dieter. You're the best. Everyone, shout out Dieter. Not only does he make beats, he also knows how to do trading view garbage. Thank you, Dieter. You're the best. I think I have nothing else to really do, so I'm just gonna chill out, watch some TikToks. So you guys are more than welcome with me. This is basically me trying to make some content for my Instagram. We talked about everything for the market tomorrow. We talked about everything for the market for the rest of the week. There's nothing really in store, sadly, but we will be watching it throughout the week, right? We did talk about Nike, Lulu, and FedEx. I think there will be trades tomorrow without fail. I think if Reddit goes through 45, there will be a trade there without fail. So even if the market does nothing, there's going to be stocks that are going to be moving around. So make sure you're watching the right tickers. Use tools like Trade Ideas to scan those stocks for you. There's other companies, other tools that you can use too, but that's the software that I use, and they actually sponsored the stream. So shout out to Trade Ideas. Use code PAT15 in the description below to get 15% off. And using those amazing tools, you can find those high R-wall name tickers to trade and to put money behind. And if any of these stocks that are on my watch list actually show up at high R-wall tomorrow, you bet you that I'm taking a look at them for a trade. So watching to see what happens on that. But besides that, nothing really to do. I don't really have a video set up for us to watch and learn from either. But what I do want to do here is watch some like trading TikTok, some trading YouTube advice, trading shorts or so on. And then we could maybe find some funny content or even some good stuff over there and trading related. That way I can edit it up and put it up on my social media, trying to build my social media name, trying to build my Instagram and so on. Speaking of which, I actually posted a new video on Instagram. Go check it out. Hit that like on there, share it with your friends, share it with your family, make sure that everyone sees it more. So go check it out on Instagram. All those links for my social media also right down below in the description. But if you want to head out for the night, I can completely understand. Thank you for coming out for the main part of the stream, but you will be missing out on the fun part over here because I'm going to turn on something. Let me actually put my phone on silent because I don't think a lot of you will listen to me, but we'll try it anyways. We're gonna turn on oh god, why am I doing this? We're gonna turn on the phone. We're gonna put it. This is gonna be the first day of the TraderPrad hotline. Now, keep in mind this number is not my actual number. So even if you do anything stupid with it, I can just immediately cancel the number and delete it. I won't have to worry about it. But try not to be stupid. But this is the TraderPrad hotline. If you have any trading problems in your life, if you have any worries, feel free to give me a text message and we can talk. I'll give you a call after you text me. We can talk on stream over here, have some fun. Or if you want to talk about anything in life, just check it out. Call the TraderPrad hotline. But I'm gonna watch some YouTube videos over here while we're at it. I want to set up for that one. Let's go back to the full screen and you guys will see the hotline number. There it is, the hotline bling. Hopefully you guys don't blow my shit up, man. You guys are gonna blow my goddamn phone up. I already know it. God damn it. Check out the TraderPrad hotline. Thoughts on CGC? I mean, you guys know my opinion on weed stocks. I don't believe in them. I absolutely think they're a scam. This is a pretty big pump, but this is like all glorious pumps. They always get dumped. So I mean, Germany's getting legalized. Woohoo! The whole world could get legalized, and I don't think that helps the CGC's case or anybody's case in the whole weed sector. Weed's just too easy to grow. There'll be new companies coming out every day. This might be a little bit of a short squeeze. Besides that, I think you're not really seeing anything. For the short squeeze side, it might be very fun. It might be very fun for the short squeeze game. Even that's not really happening. It's only a 6% short flow. Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of the whole weed stocks. You guys know exactly how I feel about that. But I will be watching it. That's a pretty big pump. We did see it on our floor when the news came out. Leafly, I used to use that company quite a bit. I remember that. Pratt, are you sure YouTube allows phone calls? I haven't seen it on YouTube before. I mean, what's that thing called? Kitboga. Kitboga does it. And plus, Lyle forever does it. And if they don't allow it, they can slap me with the notice and I'll stop it. Until then, it's better to do something than ask for permission and then ask for forgiveness after, instead of just not doing it. Now, I know I said it a little bit differently, but I said it in a way that benefits me. And that's how you should always go about life. That's how you should always go about life. Now, let's go check out some of these stupid TikToks, guys. Oh, wait. I need to actually turn on some of this stuff over here. I forgot, mate. Vertical. Oh, shit. Vertical sources. What the? Everything got changed. Oh. Aww. Okay, I got an idea. For those of you wondering what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to make a new scene over here that will record my vertical screens automatically. That way I don't have to do too much trickery in editing when I have to edit them. So I'm just gonna give me a second here, chat, and then we'll start with all the fun stuff. How do I duplicate it? Duplicate? Yeah, there we go. And we're gonna call this screen recording 2. Okay, we're gonna delete this bad boy from here. Actually, no, just leave it, and then add a display capture. Oh my god, I'm a genius. Primary screen. Oh my god, look at me go. And edit transform, crop the top. That's not the top. That's not the top. That's not the top. There we go. Crop the top. Crop the bottom. Okay. Bang. Now if I do this.
This is how we went from zero.
Holy, that's loud. Chill. We just set that up.
After the after hours with your boy TraderPrad. The final day of this week is tomorrow going to be a free fall Friday. Now get ready for tomorrow. Powell going on the microphone.
That damn near covers my whole face. That damn near covers my whole face. I don't like that.
Thank you guys for all the love. Thank you guys for all the support.
Okay, that's good. We're gonna live with that for now. We're gonna live with that for now, and then I'll worry about all that nonsense later. But I hope you guys are ready for the fun stuff. Let's watch these TikTok advices on trading. Auntie Zint here. I guess it'll be okay. What the hell is Auntie Zint? Is this Auntie Zint? Is that Auntie Zint? Alright, the music stops. Was that Dieter's beat? That Dieter's beat was playing. Let's go, Dieter! That beat's awesome. You guys know it. Let's watch some of this trading advices here, guys. But I need to bring the volume down in my own speaker headphones before I go deaf. I'll put it up for you guys.
This is how we went from 0 assets to $5 million in assets in our first 2 years in real estate.
When we first started,
This is how we went from 0 assets to $5 million in assets in our first 2 years in real estate.
When we first started, we didn't know anything about private lending. So we were actually using our own money, buying one property, refinancing, getting that money back, buying another property, which was really slow.
We got to the point where we maxed out how many loans we could have in our personal name, so we had to look for other alternatives.
That's when we figured out the private lending game, and we took off like a damn rocket. When we started using a private lender, it was the same process of buying, refinancing. The only difference is, instead of doing one house at a time and waiting to get our money back, now we're doing multiple houses at a time, refinancing, paying the private lender back.
This is how we went from 0 assets to $5 million.
What the fuck am I watching, chat? What the hell are we watching here? Where's the good content? Where's the good trading content? Okay, we might just have to go to TikTok for this. We might just have to go to TikTok for this, okay? Let's go to day trading. Or do I type in stock market? Now let's just do day trading. Let's watch this.
There's no magic indicator that's going to tell you when to buy and sell. So instead of relying on trading indicators, let me show you a strategy that in trading, there's no magic indicator that's going to tell you when to buy and sell. So instead of relying on trading indicators, let me show you a strategy that actually works. Step 1, we want to wait for the first 30 minutes of market open to play out.
Oh, is he talking about the opening range breakout?
Step 2, you then want to identify and mark out key
Talking about the
highs
opening
and
range
lows.
30-minute
These levels will act
breakout.
as support and resistance when trading the stock intraday. Step 3, we then want to wait for a strong displacement to either side and wait for a retest of that level. Step 4, we want to wait for a strong confirmation.
He's not
candle,
talking
and then
just
enter
about
in
the
with stops
breakout. He's
below the
talking
breakout
about the
structure with
pullback
targets being
retest,
day and above.
showing you
And just like that,
confirmation
we're
of
able
a
to
higher
capture the
low
full
after the
move using this
breakout,
simple
and
day
then
trading
actually taking
In
the trade.
trading,
That's
there's no
actually
magic
good.
indicator
That
that's
is
going to
actually
tell you
good.
when
That's
to
not
buy and
just a
sell. So
random
instead of
BS
relying on trading
breakout
indicators,
that half
let me show you a
these
strategy that
TikTokers and half
actually
these
works. Step 1,
Twitter
we want to wait for the first 30
traders
minutes
talk
of market
about.
open to play.
That one's
This
actually
means
pretty
waiting
good.
for price
Okay,
action to develop
nice.
until 10 a.m. Step
The first
2,
one
we
was
then
actually pretty good. I'm
If you want to
surprised.
start day trading but you don't know how, this is the best video for you because I'm going to be going through the best way to start trading, and it'll save you a lot of headaches and just help you become profitable a lot quicker. And quick disclaimer, this is not financial advice. This is just how I would start if I had to restart everything again. So first order of business, you're actually going to need a broker. I personally use Webull, but if you don't live in the US, it's not going to be available. So I recommend TD Ameritrade,
Oh,
E-Trade,
Canada has Webull now.
and I also recommend TradingView. But
Shout out to
TradingView
Canada.
is just going to be for charting. You're not going to place trades on there unless you want to, of course, but it's easier on Webull. Now keep in mind, different platforms have different purposes, such as MetaTrader 4 or 5. You can trade Forex a lot easier on that one. Depends on what you want to trade. Let me know if you want a video on that. But anyways, now that you have a broker, you're going to need a strategy. I personally use Smart Money Concepts or the Silver Bullet strategy. It was created by ICT on YouTube, and TJR Trades also teaches it pretty good on YouTube.
ICT.
And that's just the personal one I use. You don't have to use mine. It's just whatever works for you. So now that you have your broker and a strategy, you're going to want to test the strategy using something called paper trading. Paper trading is great
Not a
for when you
bad-
start
not a
out
bad
with
call.
trading, but with
Okay,
fake money,
good,
but
nice
the
call.
concepts are the same. But during this time, you're gonna want to learn how to size your
But a lot of people
positions, set
disrespect
a correct
paper trading
stop
though. You
loss,
just gotta not
how to
disrespect
do
paper
proper risk
trading. Just
management.
stick your head
All these
down,
are
treat
very
it like it's
important
real
in your
money,
long-term trading.
and go at it.
And
But your
doing
emotions
this
don't act
will
up with
save
paper
you a
trading.
lot
That's
of
always
headaches in the
there.
future.
But you just gotta go at it.
Now, if you have any questions, I actually do have a Discord. Don't worry.
And
it's
this one was a
completely
little
free.
bit
I'm
more
not selling
basic.
anything. But if you
A
have
little
any
bit more
questions, go
basic.
in there,
Just talking about how to
ask a
get
question,
started
I'll
with
be happy to
trading.
answer.
Not a bad
Yeah,
call.
just wanted to point that
Not a
out.
bad video.
If you
This is how much I made today as a 23-year-old day trader. First things first, around an hour before the market opened, I got my trading platform up and running, ready to make my watch list.
Was
I
that
create
Think
my
or
watch list by
Swim?
looking at pre-market
Okay.
gaps and pre-market movers. and
Market
use the
Chameleon?
Chameleon.
Oh, you didn't even tell
My
me,
first
bro. I
trade of
knew.
the
I
day
know.
was a stock called
You don't need to tell me.
QURE. So QURE had a huge overnight gap, and I ended up shorting it right at that white line, and I took profits right here. That ended up making me $350, and the next stock I traded.
Oh, this guy's
was
keeping
buying
him
when I caught it
honest with himself. I like that.
I only had one losing trade today, so I made sure to journal in my notebook what went.
Okay.
I didn't do much trading in the afternoon, so I ended up.
Gotta
posting a
journal
video
your trades,
and
guys.
chilled after that. I ended up making $730.
Hey, this guy's not one of those, look at my Lambo, I just made $30 million in 30 seconds type of guy. He's one of those more realistic guys. I like it. Now, this guy's not bad. Looks like he's telling you exactly how his day went, kind of like a quick little vlog. That's not bad. Pretty good video.
Let me guess, you're a beginner trader and you can't find a strategy that works for you? Let me put you on. This strategy is simple yet so effective, and I use it literally all the time. And my win rate is like 80 to 85% every single day. I'm going to also clarify that time frame does not matter. You can do this on almost any time frame. What we're looking for here is a big push up followed by a pullback. Now, this is pretty common. This is called a breakout. You get a push up, a pullback, and then another burst, right? The problem is a lot of people take premature entries like here or here right at the break, and they end up getting stopped out. So what I do instead is I'll draw a box right here at the neckline, which is the top of this point before the breakout. And once we see a breakout and we confirm that it's actually breaking out, we wait for a pullback
So
to
he's
the neckline,
talking
and once
basically
we get that pullback,
retest.
that is where we
Okay.
take entry. As you can see, if
The
you would have
retest.
waited and stayed patient for this pullback, you would have got almost a sniper
Basically what the
entry on this
opening range
trade,
breakout
and you
guy
would have
did on the
pointed.
first TikTok
This
we
also
saw. You
works
want
the
to
other way
wait for the
around. You can do
retest
this
instead of
bearish
just
as
taking
well.
the
Try this
breakout.
out, paper trade,
Not a
do
bad
whatever you have
call.
to do, but I guarantee
Okay,
you
I was
this is
worried
the
for a
better
second.
strategy.
I was worried
Let
for
me
a
know if you
second.
guys want more strategy videos.
But the breakout
Just
that he's
stop
talking
day
about in the
trading.
middle of the range
Just
was a little
stop.
bit of
I
a
will be the
question.
first to tell you, just quit.
No, I won't.
Stop. Why? Because day trading is so difficult, because not only
That
are
it
you
is.
competing with the market, you're competing with something bigger than the market, and that's yourself. You're fighting with your inner demons. All the inner problems you have, they show out in day trading. When you are trading, you are putting positions on, you start realizing all your flaws, all your emotional battles and struggles. It all starts showing up on the screen, on your P&L, and in your trading. And I've seen it happen
I
to
said
so
this
many
before to
traders.
people.
Well, they put
I've
on
said
some
this before to
positions,
people.
and the moment they
If
get
you
into
don't know
trades,
who
they
you
become
are,
an emotional
the
wreck.
market's a
So
bad spot to
trading
figure
is
it
not
out.
easy. Trading is extremely difficult, and if you are looking to get started, or you are started, just make sure you put that in your head instead of thinking, oh, this is going to be a walk in the park. This guy said to buy this at this point and sell at that point with this special indicator. Doesn't exist. I'm sorry to break it to you. Does not exist.
Yeah, Umar is actually the man. Go check out Umar on
Breaking
YouTube.
down my options trading strategy as an 18-year-old trying to learn. This is meta, and I'm starting on the 1 hour time frame, and you can kind of see that we're in an
Jesus,
uptrend.
girl, why
I
is
also
it
kind of
so
like to
loud?
mark out the range that I'm playing in.
Uh-oh.
When I was
More
backtesting this,
breakouts?
I saw this area as like an area of liquidity that could have been swept before going back up. Sometimes having a line chart can also help you look at structure a little bit better. And then here I'm
Okay, I'm
drawing
not
the
gonna
demand zone, which is the last down candle before the impulse move up. Make sure that the impulse move creates a break of structure to the upside and then
What's
leaves
that,
a
the
fair value
FVG?
gap. And then I go ahead and scale down to the
Called
15-minute
it.
time frame, and then I kind of
FVG,
just define my
FVG,
zone.
ICT, ICT.
So here's that 15-minute zone. And I try to chart for both sides, so anything under this red line I would have played puts, and then anything above the green line I would have played calls. And then at market open, this is what I would have expected price to do, and then this is the outcome. But then again, I am still learning, so take
Yeah, the
this with a
fact
grain
that
of
she's,
salt.
you know, at least she said that, but the fact that
strategy as
she's
an 18-year-old
doing
trying to
all
learn.
that
this
would
is
look
meta,
like on a
and I'm starting
mobile.
on the
This is a
1 hour
mobile
time
app,
frame,
right?
and you can
Am I
kind of see that
tripping?
we're in an uptrend. I also kind of like to mark out
Shout
the
out
range
to her
that
for
I'm
the skills
playing
with
in.
mobile app
When
over
I was
there.
backtesting, that could have been swept.
If I wanted to get into trading and I only had $100, this is the first thing that I would do. I wouldn't be trading, okay? The first thing that I would do is keep that 100 in the bank, okay? Open up a paper trading account, open up a demo trading account, and let's just assume that you guys know nothing about trading. You're going to go on Google and look up day trading for beginners, how to day trade as a beginner, or even better,
how people type?
is you can go on to Baby Pip's course, okay? Baby Pip's has a great course for
People
beginners.
don't type like that, do
Will
they?
it turn you profitable? Definitely not. Will it turn that $100 into $1 million? Definitely not. But it will give you a great, strong base foundation of what trading is, the very basics of it, and then from there you can start learning about how to.
He's
actually
basically
play
just talking about how to.
strategies and like the tips and tricks that they give you on Baby Pips aren't necessarily.
Let's go to find day trading strategies instead. Yeah, this is what I want to watch. I want to watch what type of stupid stuff people have posted up here.
99% of new traders make this one very common mistake. That mistake is this. You have a resistance line from a previous high. Price ends up breaking this line. Now, most breakout traders will enter this trade as soon as this line gets broken in real time. A lot of times this will be a false breakout, though, because it's a liquidity grab, meaning this is the area where big institutions will start entering shorts, which means if you entered a long on this breakout, it would have been a losing trade and you would have lost money. If you want to drastically raise the chance of you not entering a false breakout, here's how you do it. Instead of entering a long right when price breaks this resistance, you need to wait for the candle to close. The body of this closed candle needs to close above the resistance. If it's just the wick of
Or
this
you can
candle
read the
above
tape
like
and
this,
see if
it
the
does
buyers are
not
coming
count.
in
Once a
above
candle
the
closes
line
with
or
the body
above that price,
completely
whatever
above
that
the
price
resistance,
is, and you
then
can see if you
enter
need to
your long trade.
continue or not continue.
99%
You
of
can
new
wait for the
traders make this
retest
one
off that
very
breakout.
common
Multiple
mistake.
ways
That
to stay
mistake
away
is
from the
this.
breakout.
You have a
Multiple ways to
resistance line
join
from a
that
previous high.
breakout
Price ends
party.
up breaking
Just gotta
this
learn
line.
to
Now,
use
most
your
breakout traders will enter
extra
this
skills
trade
over
as
there instead of
soon
just
as this
simply
line gets
seeing a
broken in
strategy
real
on
time.
TikTok
A lot
and
of
blindly
times this will
following
be a
it.
false
This is
breakout,
one of the
though,
ways
because
that
it's
can
a
help you stay
liquidity
away
grab,
from a
meaning
false
this is
breakout.
Here's how to make $200 a day trading using this simple day trading strategy. The first thing you want to do is wait for the first 30 minutes after market opens.
Hey, another
to
opening
key
range
highs and
breakout.
lows. These levels will act as support and resistance when trading the stock intraday. We then wait for strong
not an opening
displacement
range
to either
breakout.
side and wait for a retest of that level.
Okay, so it is a
You
breakout.
enter in with stops above the break
Yeah, okay,
structure
there we go.
and with targets being
So yeah,
low day
retest
and
of the
below.
opening range breakout.
And
I'm
just
seeing
like
this
that,
a
we're able to
lot
capture the whole
on
move
TikTok.
by
It
using a
sounds like
simple
you know
day
somebody
trading
posted it and
Here's how to make
everybody is now
$200
just
a
repeating
day.
it. That strategy most likely is going to die out very soon because of this now. So you're gonna see a lot of people come in and stop hunt. So let's watch this video again.
Hi guys.
3 minute long. Yeah, we're not
Breaking
reviewing
down
3
my
minute
op-
long video, girl.
ਸਟਾਕ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਬਟ ਦਿਨੇ ਜੌਬ ਤੇ ਹੋਣ ਕਰਕੇ ਟਰੱਕ ਤੇ ਹੋਣ ਕਰਕੇ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਪਾ ਰਹੇ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਇੱਕ ਛੋਟੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਟਿਪ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕਰਦਾ ਸੋ ਇਹ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਕਰ ਦਿਓ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇਸ ਕੈਟਾਗਰੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ
ਠੀਕ ਆ
ਤੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਵੀਰਾਂ ਦਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਬਟ
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਟਾਈਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ
या
ਜੌਬ ਤੇ ਟਾਈਮ
मुझे भी ठीक स्टार्ट करनी चाहती है करना चाहती है
ਉਹ ਰਾਤ ਨੂੰ ਓਪਨ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ ਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਪ੍ਰੈਕਟਿਸ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਕਿ ਚਾਰਟਸ
ਠੀਕ ਆ
ਚੱਲਦੇ ਨੇ
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਟ੍ਰੇਡਸ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਲੈਣੀ
ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ
ਇਹ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਟ੍ਰੇਡਿੰਗ ਵਿਊ ਚਾਰਟਸ ਤੇ
ਵਧੀਆ ਸ਼ੁਕਰੀਆ
Have you ever drawn a fair value gap and price just melts through it like butter? If that's the case, you need to have this 3-step checklist in order for fair value gap to be valid. First, you need a liquidity grab or sweep of liquidity. This means price takes out a prior high or low, as we can see in this example above. Second, we need a market structure shift with displacement. Where we want to see this take place is below our original sweep of liquidity. This is very important. If price runs away after a sweep of liquidity, it means you're wrong and the trade isn't valid. Finally, if the first two scenarios are met, we want to look for a retracement in price where we can look to take entries in a fair value gap with targets below. Have you ever drawn a
this fair value gap stuff is pretty crazy. The ICT religion is wild.
90% of people think of when they think of day trading is wake up, trade for 10 minutes, make $10,000, walk away, enjoy your day, go buy a Lamborghini. And there's a specific 1% of people that understand that this is not the case. And when you're able to comprehend the fact that day trading is not like this at all, and that is like 99% of the scam.
Is he gonna show his Lambo? I feel like he's gonna show his Lambo for some reason.
And you should take it from me. Like, people call me a guru, but I don't fucking sell anything. I don't sell a course. I'm not here to try to get you to buy anything. I'm just trying to help you guys out.
Alright, good kid. Day trading strategy in under 1 minute. This works really well on a 5-minute chart trading crypto. And if you like this video, make sure to give me a follow. Head over to TradingView. This is a charting platform I use, and head over to the 5-minute time frame. What you want to do is look for these sharp impulse moves. After a strong move like that, it's very possible you'll see a correction. This part of the move here is the correction. And to get involved in a trade like this, what you want to do is make sure the candle breaks below this line here, and then you can look for short positions. Let me show you a day trading strategy in under 1 minute.
I guess you're just looking for the continuation of the trend over there, and if the buyers kept coming in, they would just keep buying it back up. If they don't, you gotta see the sellers coming back in and stuffing it back down, and whoever bought it up in that little minor correction, it could be just
a move like that. It's very possible you'll see a correction.
Let's go to the chart here real quick. It could be just sellers taking profits, covering some profits, and then when the sellers are taking some profits, some new longs coming in with the stop right at the lows, and when the sellers come right back in to apply the pressure and the sellers, or sorry, the buyers stops get burnt out, you get an extra leg to the downside. It's good, but you know, you might want to add some complexity to it. You want to see if the VWAP is right around over here. If the VWAP's higher, you might want to stay away from it. If you want to add some nuances, just this little bit over here, 5-minute chart, looking for a correction and the breakout of correction. I don't think that's enough nuance for a trading strategy, but there's no one way to make money in the market, and that's the beauty of it.
Get involved in a trade like this, what you want to do is make sure the candle breaks below this line here.
This is the reality of becoming a full-time day trader. So before you quit your job, make sure you listen to what I'm about to say in this video. Day trading full-time is not what you expect. You're not going to constantly be on fancy vacation.
Okay.
All right, if you want to start day trading in Canada, here's what you're going to need. Number one is a computer, and believe it or not, it does not need to be fancy. It just needs to have a good internet connection and a decent screen that you can see and read clearly.
You don't need a computer.
Number two is you need a broker and
a
software
phone
that you can day trade on. Personally, I use Questrade.
Come on, buddy. All you need is a phone.
Brokers here in Canada. Number three is a trading journal to document your trades. I personally use TradeZella. You could also use TraderSync, or you can build your own in Excel.
Shout out to TraderSync. Use code PRAT15 in the checkout.
This is where people usually mess up, but you need to have a plan for what's going to make you enter a position, exit a position, and how you're going to manage your risk. If you want to see what my strategy is, I posted everything in a free course that's hosted on Skillshare. There's 70 lessons here that walk you through everything you need to know from start to finish.
70
the link
courses?
is in my bio if you want to check
shit.
that out. And
Buddy,
with
put in
Skillshare,
work.
you get the first month
I guess I have 70
free, so if you can do
live
the 10-hour
streams that you
course
can
in
check
under 1
out
month,
on YouTube
cancel the
at
subscription, you get the whole
youtube.traderprad.
thing for free. I don't even care.
Millionaire Trader gives away his secret trading strategy.
Oh, is this Humble Trader? Yeah, it is.
On a high level, what is your strategy like for trading on the long side or on the short side?
I studied almost everybody that's like popular, all their styles and all that, and I took a little bit from everyone. Then myself, I went back and looked through thousands and thousands of charts. Major strategy is take the other end when a lot of people are on one side. Out of my bread and butter, I'm giving a little bit of a secret away here, but I just want to know when a bunch of people are stuck. If everybody's on the same side, I want to take the opposite of it, especially when there is an opportunity and everybody thinks it's the same thing.
The imbalance, basically. If they're all caught, once their stops get blown out, they all have to dump their position, and you take advantage of that.
On the same thing. They gave them like a little fake out.
Yeah.
I'm going in the opposite. Those
usually at the lower days or at the higher days on a stock.
Millionaire Trader gives away.
Let me show you exactly how to trade an order block in the stock market. As you can see, after we made new highs here, we could not push up again and make more highs after that, which created a lower high, which usually means we're in a down. After we failed to create a higher high here on our time frame, we saw a big imbalance down and then a little bit of a consolidation to the upside before we saw more downside. So this little bit of consolidation here that we saw before heading down to lower lows is your order block. You're going to go ahead and get this range and pull it out to the right hand side because we're looking for a retest of this order block so we can enter puts.
You're going to get that like later on in the day, and sometimes those break out too. That can't be for real.
Order block and push down for more and more lows.
That one can't be for real. ICT alert. ICT alert. ICT alert. Yeah, as soon as he drew the block out. Okay, when he said you gotta enter here, that kind of made sense to me. We're using this as a stop, but then you draw the block out and wait for that to come into play, buddy. Okay, just because it rejected there before doesn't mean it has to reject later again.
Trading the league chart learn karna chaਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ.
Day trading full-time in Australia. Here are 3 tips that will help you if you want to do this in the future. The first one is pretty obvious. You guys need to be using demo accounts effectively.
What the fuck is going on? I don't know what the
Look at your chart patterns. Yeah, it should be called bull flags.
What are we watching, chat? More FPGs? Yes. That paper trading account up, boy. Hey, at least they're paper trading. Gentlemen in the back. ICT alert.
This is what no one tells you about candlestick formations. So the first thing is that the higher the time frame, the stronger the candlestick that is printing. For example, here we have a beautiful evening star pattern, and that printed on the weekly time frame. That is a very strong signal for us that on the next following week or weeks we should look for sells. And look what happened right after. We had a huge bearish push all the way down for the up following weeks. This case, we had one candle touch our resistance right here. We had a second candle rejecting our resistance, and afterwards we had this bearish engulfing candle here. And look what happened right after. After the bearish engulfing, we had some huge bearish volume the up following days. Now the next thing is that the candlestick formations should only matter if they're close to a support or resistance level or a key level. Here,
that's a good
also
point.
We had a form of a support.
You can't use candlestick patterns or anything at that part. All random, willy-nilly, silly. You gotta wait for the key levels. You gotta wait for the right areas to keep an eye out. Like I said earlier, there's areas to make decisions and there are areas to not make a decision. And 90% of the time, we just don't make decisions. But when those 10% comes, you have to make sure that you're quick with that right time. Quick with it.
Support, also creating a new lower low right here, but buyers managed to push the price all the way back up.
And this one's a not bad video. Good job, Sean. Evan Sean.
And afterwards, as you can see, we had the bullish engulfing candle, meaning that from this support zone right now, the buyers will take over. And as you can see, that is exactly what happened.
You should incorporate reading a book along with that. Reading the book, meaning time of sales and the order book and so on. You should incorporate those bad boys in there. You should always keep an eye out how to read those things at key levels. But I think that's pretty much all I have, because I am not really finding any stupid videos over here to make fun of. That's basically my goal. I don't really see any. We did see some good videos though. We saw some good videos, but I guess people don't make those stupid TikTok videos like they used to anymore with the stupid setups and so on. So that's a little upsetting. Maybe we should just go back here, because these ones usually they post some funny ones over here. They post some stupid ones. These kids over here are ridiculous. They post some funny ones over here usually, but I don't see any funny ones over here anymore, sadly. Is that a cop trading crypto? Oh my god, that top has to be close. That top has to be close. That's a cop trading a crypto? Oh my god. What the hell am I looking at? But I guess that's it. I don't really see anything else that there's left for us to do, unless you guys have anything to do. Oh, I have an idea. Let's play some words games. And then we can play some music game too and get demonetized, which I don't really care about. But let's do that. Forward. Why can't I do this? Hello? Restart. Okay, there we go. You guys ready? We need some music. We need some music. Okay. I need some letters. We're gonna go with rat. Hello? Oh, start. Okay, we got A right, and we got R right. But R is in the spot of T, and T is not it. Bar. Damn it. Okay. Car. Fuck. Rat, bar, car, lar, mar, jar. Tar? No, there is no T. Par? Dar? Nar? Mar? Sar? Far. Far. I only got one turn. Par? I said par earlier, bro. Oh, I said par earlier, bro. Damn it. Okay, one more. Let's try this one. Dart. Okay, lard. Fart. No. Cart. No. We can't use R. We can't use T. We can't use D. Four-letter word with the A as second. Warp? No. No R. Paid? No, no D. Sale. That's a good word. Okay, Dieter. Okay, chat. Okay, we're getting somewhere. We got A and we got E, and S is the spot of L. So the only thing we're missing is one letter here. We're missing one letter. S is in the spot of L, so it's ASE. Voss. We got it, chat. Let's go. 1.7 people got it in their second guess. Wow, these geniuses, dude. Absolute geniuses. What the hell? Next. Let's go to Wordscape or song list. Let's go to song list. You guys ready for this? Let's do this. Song list. I think I know what song this is, chat. You guys know what song this is? And I'm feeling good. Oh, it's not. Okay, I'm gonna skip it again, chat. I don't know this song. You guys know this song? Oh! Ariana Grande? Ah, I called it. Okay, well, I don't know the song name though.
Thought I'd end up with Sean, but it wasn't a match. Wrote some songs about Ricky. Now
Oh, I think it's this one. Yes! Let's go. Next. Bro. There's no one who guessed it off of a snare, off a sound off of a snare, off a 0.1 second snippet of a snare. That's bullshit. What? No, don't push your fingers into my mouth. I don't know this song at all. It's the only thing. Any rock song fans in here?
But it's made of all the things that
Damn it! We were so close. We were so close. Damn it. Okay, last song, hip hop. I gotta know hip hop. Bro. How? Okay, dude. Oh! Whoop-dee! Yeah. Whoop-dee!
Happy on the asset social, man. Loyalty over royalty, y'all niggas know the vibes.
This guy died after making this one song. Just disappeared. No one knows where he is anymore. Disappeared. It's my side. It's a movie. Blue cheese. Hey, that's a good way to kind of wrap it up for us. Hey guys, it's been a wonderful night. Thank you for coming out as always. You guys know what to do. You guys are awesome every time you come out. We're gonna have a blast tomorrow. Short week, like I mentioned again. The song just stopped. I guess that's all they're gonna play, 30 seconds, so we don't get demonetized. I think we're already gonna get demonetized. But for that reason, we have the amazing, the man himself, the legend, Dieter, whose beat you're now hearing in the background. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you everybody for rolling in for this amazing Sunday episode. Can't wait to see you tomorrow, Monday to Thursday, but this week only Monday to Wednesday. Short week. This week, Monday to Wednesday, 8 o'clock. Come by. We're going to get you ready for every single day. Get you talking about everything that's going to move. And we're going to look to roll that dice and make that sweet denores, sweet pesos, and put them in our pocket. Have a great day, guys. Have an even better market day tomorrow. I'll see you guys 8 o'clock. TraderPrad out. Adios.
Playbooks, monster moves on the QQQ, monster moves on NVIDIA and other positions too, all across the board. Magnificent 7 also had a pretty good day on themselves today, so pretty good moves across the board. Or tech basket get destroyed. Get ready for trade off of. Get ready for the watch list for tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm gonna bring in my big screen over here, back to another brand new week of After the After Hours with your host TraderPrad. I'm doing great. Hopefully you guys are joining me on that great side. Markets are moving around. Might just be a risk on type of day, so let's see what happens. 8 o'clock tomorrow. As you guys know, we do the stream Monday to Thursday, 8 p.m. Shout out to my affiliate sponsors, Benzinga, Trade Ideas, the #1 scanner to go to, Trader Sync, promo code down below, promo code PRAD15 to get 15% off. I will catch you guys tomorrow, 8 o'clock, same time, same place. Until then, TraderPrad out. Adios.